are designed to come with a reinforced shock absorber in this vehicle to absorb shock impulses. This improved technology has ensured that driving through our rough roads has led to an improved ride quality and vehicle handling. 3, environmental friendly vehicles. Innocent Vehicles has been using the concept of regionalization in the production of its vehicles by making sure it considers the Nigerian environment, the local taste, and the consumer preferences. Some of these innovations include the production of vehicles with lightweight chassis and lightweight body design, as well as low exhaust emission. Another one is the no overheating in our vehicles. In trying to win the war against the vehicle overheating, because innocent vehicles have added some extra features that will reduce the chances of their vehicles from overheating. Furthermore, innocent vehicle has not been left out of recent automotive innovations for a cleaner environment, such as, 1, the digital revolution in automotive technology. The global automotive industry is undergoing a digital transformation, and innocent vehicles cannot afford to be left behind. Concepts like electric vehicles, autonomous driving, smart mobility are no longer futuristic, they are present. Today, our EV vehicles are ready for the market, and we are collaborating with renewable energies providers to create charging solutions tailored to our environment. This is how innovation works. It solves problems even in the face of doubt. Championing the CNG vehicles and retrofitting. An exciting development at our Innocent is our focus on the compressed natural gas technology. We all know that CNG is a cleaner, more affordable alternative to petrol. So we have developed a range of CNG-powered vehicles, including buses, SUVs, and sedans. We are not just producing CNG-powered vehicles, but also producing retrofitting services to convert petrol vehicles to CNG. Innovation and sustainable growth. Sustainability is not just a buzzword, it is a necessity. Our continent faces unique challenges in energy, waste management, and urbanization. Our innovations must address these challenges while ensuring that future generations inherit a livable continent. At Innocent, we are exploring how to recycle used vehicle parts into new products. And finally, collaboration is key. Driving automotive innovation is not just a one-man show. The government, industries, and educational institutions must all work together. We call on the policymakers to provide an enabling environment with incentives for local manufacturing and research. As Henry Ford once said, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is a progress, working together is a success. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the future of automotive technology in Africa is bright. We have the talent, the resources, and the drive to lead the world in innovation, but it requires all of us, the entrepreneurs, the engineers, the educators, the government, and the policymakers to pull together and build sustainable, and build something that is something remarkable. Let me close with a story. Early in our journey, as a foreign investor visited our factory in Unewi. As we walked through the production line, he asked, "Chief, why not set up this business in Lagos or even outside Nigeria where it might thrive faster?" I smiled and replied, "Sir, if the farmer waits for the perfect weather, he may never plant." That same investor has become one of our strongest advocates, spreading the word that something extraordinary is happening in Unewi. Today, I stand here as a success and proof that big dream can start in small towns and grow into global success stories. And to the young innovators sitting in the audience today, remember this, that every innovation starts with a single idea. Nurture that idea, fight for it, and watch it change the world. Thank you, and may the seeds of innovation planted here today grow into mighty trees that will shelter Africa and generations to come. Chief Dr. Innocent Chukwuma, Chairman CEO, IVM Innocent Group.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for him.
Cornel Osigwe, the head of corporate communications at Innocent Group, representing the chairman of the group, Chief Dr. Innocent Chukwuma.
All right. Smart transportation in Africa, a case of honor. To present this is the co-founder of Oma Motors, Chinedu Ogwebu, a short documentary on Oma before he comes up.
Chinedu Ogwebu is the founder and managing director of Oma, a leader in sustainable energy and mobility solutions. With over 20 years of experience in the automobile industry, Chinedu has worked with global OEMs like Peugeot, Kia Motors, Toyota, Nissan, and Yutong. His journey in business is backed by his academic credentials, including a global executive MBA from INSEAD and Singra University. Oma, under Chinedu's leadership, is pioneering natural gas-powered vehicles and revolutionizing transport in Nigeria. The company introduced the first dual-fuel bus assembled in Nigeria, providing a greener alternative for public transport. Currently, Oma is developing zero-emission vehicles, including battery electric vehicles and fuel cell electric vehicles, continuing its mission to provide sustainable, efficient solutions for the future. Introducing Chinedu Ogwebu, a visionary leader driving change in Africa's transport.
A resounding applause for Mr. Chinedu Ogwebu of Oma Motors as he comes for his presentation.
Your Excellency, Professor Soludo, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, I'll say distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on existing and established protocol. It's really an honor to stand here today. I'm really delighted, for contributing and, being on stage here. It's a tough call usually to go after the enviable innocent, right? Because my presence here actually today is the success story that, you can start small, grow, and, anything is possible. Unfortunately, I had some slides to share, so we're having technical difficulties here. So I'll just, try to make do with what I have. The topic I'm here to talk about is smart transportation. So generally, we hear about smart cities, several cities, including Oka and others, aspire to go from, mere cities to smart cities. So smart transportation basically is incorporating technology to optimize transportation in these systems. So the current landscape for transportation in Africa in general, is one dominated by informal sector where we have very old, extremely reliable vehicles used for public transport. And most of these vehicles actually are imported, from climes where these vehicles, are not really the appropriate vehicles for Nigeria or for Africa. But, because of high cost of new vehicles, businesses don't have any, I'll say, option but to use these vehicles. And because of that, it creates a vicious cycle where, like most of us did today, we came in less than desirable transportation, or, people had to, deal with, rickety vehicles. In fact, some would have had several breakdowns before getting here. Right, so the whole aim, and when I think about, the topic, we shouldn't just be thinking about smart transportation in the context of how, it is globally, but one that where Africans and African technology, African innovators participate in this transition to smarter transportation, right? So moving on, and, the thing about transportation, like I said earlier, everyone here, or most of us here, came in one vehicle or the other to this hall. The same way, most of the things that we see in this room, from the rugs to the furniture to the curtain, to even the materials that was used for this building, was immensely impacted by transportation. So it's very critical that once we get transportation right, it's going to impact every aspect of our life. You know, prices of transportation will go down, our lives will get better, people will be able to, you know, chase their dreams and, you know, reach their full potential. So, you know, the topic again was, you know, what's the case of OMA? So OMA, we're an energy startup. We started with natural gas vehicles. Unfortunately, I couldn't share this picture. You know, in 2021, long before the government's focus on compressed natural gas, as a player in the automotive industry, what I saw was that fuel cost was the biggest line item when we think about transportation. In fact, before the amortization of payment. So what I mean is, assuming I borrowed money to buy a vehicle, fuel cost was the one impacting the most. And, you know, I had visited sites where I saw gas flare that have been happening even before I was born. And, you know, it just made sense. Nigeria has the largest natural gas reserves in Africa. We are top 10 in the world. This is energy that every other country is utilizing to power their economies, to reduce power costs, which again, you know, impacts industrialization. And I thought to myself, why can't we do something about this? And this is how OMA was born. And by the way, OMA was from Omambala because Anambra, where we are today, holds one of the largest, you know, gas reserves. So we realized early on that this can be, you know, game-changing. And that's how we launched Nigeria's first locally assembled natural gas vehicle right in Iwuku, only 20 minutes from Inosin. And, you know, the story has grown, you know, from one level to the other since then. And, you know, just also touch on that, what we realized beyond the vehicles itself is that technology, you know, like most of the participants, you know, have talked about mobile tech, AI, deep tech, you know, hardware. All these tools are now becoming available, not just for transportation providers, but to everyone. So beyond the vehicles itself, we provide, you know, services that make the vehicle assets more, you know, profitable. So what I mean by that is that tracking services, software as a service for transport operators, so that they can, you know, get revenue assurance. And since then, you know, we've had several partnerships with different states, you know, National Transport Service, for example, RTN, you know, the Road Transport Employers Association. We've engaged them and, you know, delivered some of our vehicles. And, you know, some of us in this room would have come with some 30-seaters bus. We are launching this month, so I mean December 1st, a pilot program where you see some of those vehicles that you came in, you know, run from different routes. Unfortunately, it would have been nice to project on the screen and we see. So, point or conclusion is that every big dream starts with a seed. It's been very delightful, and to also hear all the stories before me, right? It's important, especially for the innovators in the room, the young students, you know, I saw some, you know, even secondary school students, you know, participating. This is the future, and we can, you know, use this technology, use innovation, things that we grow from this location and, you know, dominate the rest of Africa. So let this be a clarion call for us. When you do a search on the internet, you're probably getting the same results as anywhere else, anywhere in the world. When you use any of the large language models, you're probably getting the same, you know, results with your prompts. You know, technology, you know, I heard Arduino, you know, Raspberry Pi. The cost of actually developing and building on these tools have radically come down. So really, the only thing stopping us or stopping you is you. right? I'll just, on borrowing from what my dear friend Cornell also mentioned, if you wait for the right time to plant, probably will never happen. So the future starts now. Thank you very much.
Please, small round of applause for him, the co-founder of Oma Motors. Yes, Chinedu Ogwebu.
And moving on now, we'll hear from the United Nations Development Program, here represented by the Impact Learning Officer, Chiedu Nwokolo. And he will be speaking on the topic, Digital Transformation and Innovation Program towards accelerating sustainable development at a subnational Nigeria and the continent. Please let us get his intro as he comes to the stage. Mr. Chinedu Nwokolo. Please, let's give him a resounding applause as he comes up.
Have you noticed that everybody in Anambra State is becoming smarter because of Mr. Governor?
When you have a solution and an innovation governor, you have no other choice but to be as smart as he is.
You can say that again. Thank you very much.
And we also have Mr. Chiedu looking smart as well.
That's why I said
as he takes over.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Governor. Good afternoon to Ndi Anambra. Standing on the existing protocol, I would like to give short speech from the resident rep, Ms. Elsie Atafua. Today, I stand before you bringing good tidings from the resident representative, Ms. Elsie Atafua, reaffirming our unwavering support to supporting the state's journey towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The SDGs are just not a global agenda, they are a blueprint for transformative change that resonates deeply at the state and the local levels. Our mission is clear in UNDP, to work hand in hand with the Anambra State government to translate these ambitious global targets into tangible, meaningful progress for Ndi Anambra. UNDP's approach is comprehensive and collaborative. We are prepared to provide technical expertise, to develop targeted SDG implementation strategies, support policy development that aligns with sustainable development principles, facilitate access to innovative funding mechanisms and international resources, strengthen local capacities of data collection and impact assessment, and promote inclusive approaches that leaves no one behind. We recognize that each state faces unique challenges, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Our commitment is to listen, understand, and co-create strategies that are contextually relevant and locally driven. To drive this agenda, the UNDP has established an office located in Anambra State. UNDP has been instrumental in also supporting the Anambra Innovation Week, helping establish also the Anambra Angel Investors Network. UNDP is also playing a key support role in the Anambra Innovation Policy that is driven by the Solution Innovation District. With the recent launch of the Maker Spaces and the ongoing Youth Employability Program of the Nigeria Jubilees Fellows Program, UNDP stands ready to be the strategic partner of Anambra State. Together, we can build a more sustainable, equitable, and prosperous future for Ndi Anambra. Thank you very much.
More round of applause for him. Chinedu Nwokolo of UNDP. Thank you very much. Thank you. The smart, mega, prosperous homeland is here. You know, the man is laying the foundation for the African Dubai Taiwan of our dreams. It has to start with good education. The foundation for that very promise to the Anambra is here. So, ladies and gentlemen, it will be our singular honor and privilege to play a short video of Mr. Governor before he comes to address this auspicious occasion. Please put your hands together. He's already coming up, I told you. Smart. He's already smart. Technology-wise.
Chupoma Soludo, CFR, is a visionary economist, banker, and politician currently serving as the governor of Anambra State of Nigeria. Renowned for his transformative leadership, Soludo's career reflects a commitment to integrating technology into economic development and governance. As his role as governor of Anambra State, Soludo has redefined innovation.
Yes, please be seated. Let me, I think, ndị Anambra kwenu. Ndị Anambra kwenu. Nigeria kwezueno. For our visitors, that's where we greet here. Our friends, our most distinguished invitees, Your Excellencies, let me say distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and I rest on my already established protocol. Today, I must say, is a very exciting day for me and for the great people of Anambra. I want to join the voices of Chinwe and others who had welcomed you before to say, no to Anambra, welcome to Anambra, and congratulations to all those of you who have been part of this journey for the entire week. The Code Anambra group, are they here? And the, what do they call it? The digital, the Anambra techies, where are you? Aha. You see, the importance of this particular week has been so ably underscored. This is one event that we have had, a summit that we have had that has lasted for a full week, Monday through to Friday. And that is to signify, a signpost, the importance that we attach to this journey. Anambra is on a long journey. We've in various ways tried to capture the vision that we have for Anambra, from being a departure lounge to a destination. That for Anambra, our vision of having Anambra as the African Dubai Taiwan Silicon Valley, that component of it, of being the African Silicon Valley, that's the whole import of this whole week that we've come here to showcase. And when we also promised in the Anambra that our vision is to build a human capital that is productive at home and exportable abroad. Productive at home, exportable abroad. That's part of what this whole week, the entire week, is here to signpost. And therefore, it is my singular honor and great pleasure. I mean, I just wish I could be dancing here now, that this has actually come to be. And by the grace of God, several of you who have won prizes, competed, I listened to Chinwe during her remarks, point out about 24 people filled the entries from about 24 states to compete for various prizes to be won at the Anambra Innovation Week, and the winners will be called out any minute from now. I want to thank all of you who have competed from all across the 24 states of Nigeria competing, and for next year and the subsequent year, we believe that the Anambra Innovation Week will be going from strength to strength, and the Omife robotics, I think, the Omife robot will probably be here in Anambra. So I want to thank all of you. You see, for us, this is not just a slogan, it's not just another project. When we say the Dubai-Taiwan component of it, quite, a huge agenda, because Anambra is a commercial hub. We used to have the largest market in West Africa as Nigeria's mega commercial hub and logistics hub as well. That's where the Dubai, and now an entertainment bit, entertainment leisure component of it. We have that whole block for Anambra, and that's the Dubai component. I won't bore you with the menu of the full agenda, which happen to be on full throttle to make sure that we realize that part of our vision. Then the Taiwan component, where Taiwan as a country with basically agricultural potentials, but mining and investing hugely on its human capital. And with the human capital now being able to transform an otherwise rural agrarian society to become an industrial powerhouse. What we are doing in that area to realize all of those, that's in a different conversation for another day. But for our Silicon Valley component, our setting up of the SID with a temporary site and now building about 13-hectare estate, a new city that we call the Silicon Valley, and intentionally investing on the Anambra Digital Tribe, which we are going to be launching here today, and the Coda Anambra, all the efforts that have now benefited over 25,000 Anambra youths in acquiring various forms of digital skills. We are very deliberate about this, very intentional about this, to ensure that for Anambra, its future, technology and innovation define Anambra's future. Technology and innovation define our future. We are good merchants. We dominate the commercial world. We are great in real estate. We dominate it. We're also great in manufacturing. You've seen two of our vehicle manufacturers on stage just a few minutes ago. Innocent is there. I drive Innocent, the Made in Anambra car. That's what I drive as my official car. Now, Omar, as well, you are on board, and I told you let's speak after this, because the vehicles that we have used from Omar, they are doing very well, and we want to patronize you more. It's all made in Anambra. And I will say, it's not just made in Anambra. Here in Anambra, for those of you who have come from different other places, which will treat you to the made in Anambra goods and made in Anambra food. Here in Anambra, we only offer you, first option is made in Anambra food and everything, even the cars. The second is, if it's not made in Anambra, then it's made in Nigeria. Even the dress that I am wearing is made by the women of Akwete in the neighboring Abia State. Innovation. Those women are innovating. And I have always argued that if we all patronize made in Anambra and made in Nigeria, we'll be creating tens of millions of new jobs. And that's how we're going to get it to happen. And today, we've come to send the message that yes, the time is now. In the new world, in the 21st century of digitalization, the future of Anambra, with the second highest population density per square kilometer after Lagos, with the most enterprising, and somebody says that Anambra has the largest concentration of billionaires and millionaires per square kilometer in sub-Saharan Africa. And that is true. The Anambra people. But for our people to continue to claim not just the 21st century, but the 22nd century and several centuries to come, we must continue to leapfrog. We must continue to be ahead of the curve. We must continue to innovate, because you stop innovating, then you die. And to continue to innovate in various facets of what we do, technology is key. And our mantra is technology, everything technology, and technology everywhere. And therefore, for us, this very deliberate journey, we're signaling this year with this 1 week, Anambra Innovation Week. Next year will even be bigger. Next year will be even far bigger. We'll be bringing, this is like a test run. It's a test run this year. Next year, even the world will be here. And the subsequent years, and sooner or later, we will now be taking Anambra to the world. So, yes, I've spoken about the infrastructure that we're setting up. We're very deliberate about it by setting up the Innovation District. And the UNDP will thank you very much for your partnership. We had the groundbreaking ceremony about 2-3 weeks ago, trying to have the Mecca space down there. We had a groundbreaking ceremony, and I understand you are going to be investing heavily there. 13-hectare in Silicon Valley City is up and about, and I think sometime before mid-next year, we'll be inviting the world again to come to when we formally commission that particular district. The entire area where you have the current government house, with all the secretariat and so on and so forth, and we're building the first iconic building that will signpost, that will mean business. When we say technology and innovation, we mean business. We mean business here. And our people, it's not just setting up the infrastructure. I listened very attentively to the various panels and discussions that have gone on here. And part of it is the issue of policy, what government can do. What government can do. Yes, government has, or certainly when they say enabling environment, infrastructure, security, and blah, 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 blah. We're building the 2,000 fiber optic ducts, to ensure last mile connections, for people to have access and democratize tech across the length and breadth of Anambra State. Yes, we'll also building basic transportation infrastructure to connect everywhere and get everywhere connected to one single mega city. And that's part of our dream. But yes, policy to patronize you if you make it here in Anambra State. To use the skills that we have here if you are trained here. Yes, we're also dealing with the legal system. As you've heard about, trying to domesticate some of the laws that have been passed at the federal level. We will domesticate them here. We're also working on a legal framework to actually firmly establish the Solution Innovation District as a legal entity that is built to last, that will last for generations yet to come, and that particular district for it to go. What we've been doing in the area, maybe trying to democratize and get tech and innovation all across, whether it is what is going on in our civil service and public sector and so on, and trying to upscale them everywhere. And I don't need to bog you with this, where we and SID and its own products with the Level Up Anambra, Code Anambra, which has trained over 25,000 youths, or the Teen Digital Boot Camp, and so on and so forth. But let me also add, because I had a brother when he made the point about deepening beyond the democratization of digital knowledge and digital skills, as it's foundational. The 1 million digital tribe, which we are launching to democratize access to digital knowledge and digital skills, is foundational. But beyond the foundational stage, we're also intentionally investing to deepen this. And even within next year, in addition to the Innovation District, which is going to be our own Silicon Valley, and you're having this Code Anambra Phase 1 gone, we're looking forward to Phase 2, Phase 3, the kind of digital skills that people get, and they deepen this and so on. At the end of the day, we are intentional about deepening. Don't forget that our goal is to produce human capital that is productive at home and exportable abroad. So we'll look forward to being able to partner with you, partner with all our agencies and so on and so forth in terms of to get this to happen. Of course, Anambra today has joined the International Association of Science Parks. And I think there are about 2 of us now in the country, in Nigeria, that are part of the International Association of Science Parks. And that way, Anambra connects to the global network of over 400 innovation districts and tech parks around the world. We're not joking here. We're very, very deliberate here. We've had these engagements. I think our session at the U.S. Consul General's office home, actually in Lagos, early this year was part of all that, and we had all the American companies involved in the tech ecosystem. We had a meeting with them, and I think with the UNDP and several others, and now you can see the Meta and all of that. And as we're getting into the Anambra digital, the Code Anambra. The Code Anambra was actually done in collaboration with the Decent Jobs Tech Limited. So partnerships happen to be a key framework for our delivery. We can't do it alone. We need to partner with the best and the frontier in the world. And that's why we start off where embedded ourselves within the global network of the over 400 people on these innovation districts around the world. We embed there so we network and know what is best in class and what's going on around the world. But at the same time, strategically pick out global leaders in various sectors, and we're going to be partnering with you. And one of the institutions that will be created here in Anambra in the future, and I will be speaking more about that, is that where people, whether lecturers or frontier people from around the world, whether someone is inventing something or doing something from Silicon Valley in the US or from MIT or from Indian Institute of Technology or wherever in the world, we got them hooked on through technology that we can also tap into the global knowledge bank without crossing River Niger here. Our people will be receiving those knowledge right here on the floors of Anambra. And we need your partnerships to be able to do this. Human capital is going to be a major export, not only for Nigeria or for Africa, but even for our people today, tomorrow. As you have aging Europe, aging North America, no matter how much they fight about keeping immigrants out, they will continue to need highly skilled workforce from Africa. It's not going to be illiterate or semi or lowly trained people. They will continue to demand for the high skills that we produce here in Africa. That's a fact of life. They can't do anything about it. And so the moment we are very opportunistically positioning our state and our people to be able to plug in and fill that gap for the rest of the world in the decades to come. We're only laying the foundation for today. And therefore, it becomes my singular honor, the solution, we inaugurate the techies for solution here today, and people have been carefully selected from the 326 wards that you have, and just to make sure that we leave nowhere behind in the entire state, that we don't just stay in Oka or in our nation at Nnewi and say we are doing tech and so on and so forth. We leave no one behind. And with our Silicon Valley, with the hub, we're going to link them up to every primary school, to every secondary school, to every community, to every skill acquisition center around the state. And that this technology thing, we have a way of cascading it down to the grassroots until it becomes culture. Tech as culture. That's the goal, and that's the way to go for the next century. And so to the graduates of the Code Anambra, today I want to congratulate you on the successful training of your phase 1. And to say the future is in your hand. The next step that you take, please grab that future with 2 hands. You've been given the basics. You can now upscale to the next level and to the next level. And please, when you start earning those fat incomes from sitting in your home here in Anambra, remember me. I am a poor teacher. You know, you can give me some. So I want to say congratulations to all of you. Congratulations. Congratulations. We'll be having the same opportunity to yet another level, but I must also thank our partner, the Decent Jobs Tech Limited, for their partnership in providing this. Because these skills, the Coda Anambra program, was provided to these graduates without paying. I understand in some other places, the curricula that they went through would have cost them a few millions to go through that kind of course elsewhere. But this was offered to them tuition free. And so I want to thank our partnership, and we're looking forward to some others in the future that will be partnering with us in providing these services going forward. The Techies for Solution, I say, inaugurate you, and I appreciate your commitment and passion, and bonding together, we will be able to get to the destination. We're also inaugurating the Anambra Angel Network. The critical role that capital plays in this. I always watch these shacks. I don't know how many of you watch them. Those on television, where those with the innovative ideas go to pitch. And you have potential investors sitting there, evaluate, and then decide to put in their money. I'm very glad that Anambra, we're putting together our own angel network of potential investors and those who are going to connect our innovators to the world of capital. And so they will be able to scale up and so on. I look forward that in years to come, maybe even decades after several of us would have come and gone, the foundations we are laying today will become the pillars on which the future of not only Anambra, but the future of Africa will stand. And it's my honor and privilege also, I mentioned it before, to talk about the 1 million digital tribe. We'll launch that officially. And like I said, the whole idea is everything technology and technology everywhere. And to intentionally make sure that in our educational system, in our everyday living, that we incorporate technology and digital skills to make sure that over 1 million of our citizens acquire the digital skills, at least the basics, at the minimum the basics, while we also upscale to deepen to the levels that the OMIFES and so on and so forth, the robots and the robotics and all the other ones will begin to apply. The battle for solutions. I want to commend all those that enrolled in these competitions, the battle for solutions, which I understand you had about 212 applications from 24 states across Nigeria. We need to salute your courage, your confidence, and participation in this whole thing. And every day throughout the last 4 days before today, the 5th, I was getting videos and clips of what had happened. I was following up, and they're also streaming much of this online. Following up this, and I saw several of you stay here till late, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. in the nights. I mean, your commitment and passion for tech is actually very infectious. And I want to commend all of you and say the future that you are seeking is here. And so I want to commend and congratulate all the winners. And to say to those who haven't, I will still be stepping out there to go to, because I want to go to inspect all the booths that are out there. I just saw a few of them as I was coming in, but I want to go to each one of them and listen to their story. And I also encourage all of us, when we finish up in the next few minutes, that we really go out and listen to those stories, because you never can tell. I've been to several of this, and I have seen some in the past. I remember one major exhibition that happened here, I think last year or early last year or so, was where I finished and then saw someone, and that's where I got the person who they now make my shoes from there. That's where I saw the shoemaker. And then I've seen also one who now sews my dresses. And the other one got a contract to sew even our beddings and so on and so forth. It's all happening in Anambra. It's all happening in Anambra. So, my final word to you, our dear friends from literally all over the world. The Consul General joined us virtually. The UNDP team is here. Meta, you are here. All our friends from the Nollywood, thank you very much. Brother, I'm coming to Nnewi so that you are, we've procrastinated enough. I think sooner or later when you're going to kick it open, we'll come and watch my first movie there, maybe. But while we're saying that, I also invite you, in the next few weeks, we'll be inviting you because a few meters away from here, you passed it before you came here. You'll be going to the Solution Fund City. You'll be going to the Solution Fund City that I understand from those who manage it around West Africa. They have told me repeatedly that houses the country club, houses the family fun house with places for cinemas and all those things, and the family fun house, complete in itself, almost nearly the size of here. But then you'll have the water park and the amusement park that I'm told will be the best and the biggest in West Africa. Sooner or later, we'll be inviting you to come and join us